For everybody that's screaming, it is Sunday the 3rd on August, and we have officially 36 days left until ZCon. Taking the Z. There's nothing really left to do with that car. You start to change anything with this, we all know it's going to be a slippery slope. Mods are going to be flying at it. I dare not change a thing, not even wheels on that car. Nothing left to do for the yellow Z for ZCon. But this thing here, while we were doing some shakedowns, the exhaust is running on the tunnel on the driver's side. The firewall, when the car starts heat soaking, it gets miserable inside. It's just bare floor. There's nothing in there, nothing keeping the passenger nice and comfy. Just nothing at all. The wideband issue I pointed out in the last video, we should have that rectified. I went ahead and we moved the bung up closer to turbo. My tuner said it should not reduce the life of the O2 sensor. We shall see. I'm skeptical, but we're going with that. We shouldn't have any more further wideband issues. Hopefully that takes care of that. However, we still need to make this mug comfortable. So from now till ZCon, the plan is to gut the inside and make it habitable. We're gonna make the inside of this car a little more habitable. Try and keep it comfortable. There's no AC, so we gotta mitigate heat and noise, try to reduce some NVH, because it's not really race car anymore. We have turned this into a street car, maybe a weekend HPD stuff, but it's not a drag car anymore, what it was the previous owner had spec and set it up for. Paint marker. One thing I'm going to do is the stuff like the cage and the seats have to bolt directly to the bare metal, so we're going to draw a line around that. The future steps, when I show you guys how I'm making a template for the sound deadening, we are going to cut that out to ensure metal to metal contact, because you don't want to put your carpet or your sound deadening material in between your seat or the bare metal, because over time that will squish and that will allow the nut and bolt to get loose. So that's a safety hazard. So bare metal. So if you're doing this, ensure you mark your space and you go around metal to metal. Let me get started. I wanted to do a good heavy wipe down because I wanted to pick up all the dirt. How many years of dirt, and it had so many like pieces of wire and strands of wire and nuts and shavings and metal this and metal that from all the years of fabrication. I just wanted to just get it soaping wet and just get a rag, just suck it all up. And it looks like it's got most of it. I will put this squirrel cage fan on there, blow it out, switch it to the other side, let it dry out really good. Probably touch up a couple rust spots. It is a 50-something-year-old car. And then hopefully when my template material come, I will start working on putting some of this sound deadening It's the butyl type, it's not the closed cell foam. You want to put a butyl type down first before you put the closed cell foam. Tomorrow, Kate's gonna go to JDS. They're gonna paint it. I don't want to powder coat it. I don't want to bake it. Painting is just fine. I don't want to give it the stress, or I don't want to change the structure with heat. So I'm painting the guy. Time for a very sweaty hot update. Inside has a new coat of paint, a little bit of sealer. I remarked a few of the spots. I don't believe I painted the flat part there. Hindsight, I should have. But painted the full floors, the front, the rear. Now, we have this roll right here. It's not a closed cell foam sound deadening. It's an actual butyl. It's an actual butyl tacky kind of bluish stuff. Like I said, you want to put this down first before you put down any closed cell foam or any padding or anything like that. This actually grabs on, holds the steel very well, and really takes away a lot of the resonance. There's a couple ways we could install this. We could just cut squares and just plaster them inside here and just make it look ugly. I got this on Amazon from Vivor. This is what you call crash wrap. It's a thin film you would see like in those crash cars, or people put on carpet or counters on the side to mask, to protect the stuff. We're gonna put that down first. It's translucent. So we're gonna lay it out, and then with a marker, I'm gonna mark out where we have to cut holes and where we need to stencil, and then we'll take it off and transfer it to the flat sheet, and then we could get a very perfect cut to just lay on here and roll onto the body, and also make it look a little presentable, you know? Sit back, enjoy. This is gonna be a pain in the butt. As you can see, we are 90% done. Look at the firewall, look at the tire well covers. It came out so good. There's little to no patching. I say 90% done because I still want to do this piece. I need 2 extra hands to help me lay out the plastic to do it, but I will call this a success. I am super happy with the job I did. I'm just looking at this, guys. I don't think I need to prove anything else to y'all, but crane templates with crash tape is the ultimate hack. Here we have a kit from whoever, which way you want to say it, if it's New Arc or Newark, but here is their loop. Not the cut, but the loop style. So you see it's not cut up, they have the full loop in black. We have the two-door piece here that goes under the seat. We have the tunnel part and left and right. I believe those are little kick panels for the front side driver and passenger area. And they also gave you this untrimmed part. I believe you're supposed to, it fits exactly on the back of the shelf, raises up right there. So it fits on that shelf. I believe you may have to just go ahead and glue that on as it's unfinished. But yeah, so this is the carpet kit. That will be going in next. We have to cut the hole for our shifter. I like that part as we have the SR trans and it is further back. Another thing you'll notice is that we have that pedal. That pedal is different to the factory pedal. However, they did cut for it. So if you're utilizing this kit and ordering this kit from them and you don't have the factory pedal, send them a message beforehand and let them know, or else you'll have a hole in there. I'm hoping that the material I removed for the shifter I could put underneath that hole, and that would solve that problem. A quick note inside here, off camera, we did put a sound deadening panel on the bottom here and we painted it black along with the tub sound deadening stuff we did. I also decided to run the brush and the paint around the edges up here on the sides too, because it's not like a full fitted stock-on carpet kit, it's a lay in place. So if it shifts, I don't really want that silver sound deadening material to show. I wanted to just keep everything kind of stealthy, so that's why I went and painted the surroundings and stuff like that. So that's why it's looking like that. Time for the time lapse. Cool note, we got the cage in. I wanted something on the gray palette. I had Sebastian at JDS pick out the color, and he picked out this color Porsche 918 Spider. It's really nice. I need to get new fresh hardware because the old hardware is all tarnished and stuff. Man, you can see from that time lapse, we had a miserable time getting this cage in. I had it painted because I didn't want it powder coated, I didn't want to twist, I didn't want to soften it, I just wanted to paint it so it'll go back easily. Those straps helped, but what a pain. It's definitely in, and it's still a looker. It looks really nice with the white. Not too contrasty, but it's definitely a contrast. Now I need to figure out the middle section. Last night I couldn't sleep because I was trying to think about how I could get the whole handbrake setup through the carpet without totally just chopping it up. And I think I have a good idea. So I believe this will work. Have a little flap here for the cable brackets, and then we have the path here. I may just take some tape and tape it down, but I think that will work. Yeah. Next thing we need to do before we go ZCon, I need to remediate this ugly downpipe. I really don't like the finish on this guy. It's supposed to be that heat treated Cerakote, but you can see it's all breaking apart and chipping. I don't know what is this about. This should not be happening with the finish. I'm really disappointed in this. Still battling with heat under the hood. We got a Funk Motorsports turbo blanket, and then I got the heat wrap for the downpipe. The heat wrap is controversial at best. On a daily, may not be the best thing to do. Maybe the better idea is to coat this with Jet Hot or get a good proper coated. On a daily, heat wrap, going through rain and then cooling, raining and cooling, sitting wet against the metal promotes corrosion and it could degrade your downpipes. But on a weekend car, that's a dry weather car, I'm gonna wrap it. The Funk Motorsports heat wrap, this is the wider version. I think it's a 50 millimeter, and I think the other one is 25 millimeters. It comes with some nice stainless wraps. You'll need this for the end of your wrap.
Okay, stop what you're doing. Do not handle this bare-handed like I am. I am still suffering days later.
To get a nice clean wrap, it's best to make the wrap supple. And to make the wrap supple and to get a nice tight wrap, we soak it. But first, we want to measure how much wrap we want to cut from this roll and soak. You start with bending a triangle and then bending over this side again so you have a nice point like this. And you start it like that. The reason you start like that is you wrap over and I believe you want to overlap probably like a 1/4 inch at a time. So that's really nice and tight there, but I want it tighter. So we're just gonna go and give it a loose wrap. To measure this out, we will have some excess and we will waste some. Then I got some scissors. I also have some shears. I definitely need the shears to cut the bands. And we'll see if scissors works. And now I'll take that super duper pin that they came with and just run it back through and hold it in place for the next time I need to use this. Now we just take this off, put it in a bucket of water, let it soak for an hour, and we'll be back to wrap it. Yep, so if you don't like fiberglass, wear gloves. I have a little bit of my hand from when we cut it earlier. It's not too bad, not too uncomfortable, but it's definitely there. We've had the wrap soaking for a little bit. One key thing is with the zip ties. Inside here, there's a captive ball. I doubt you'll see, but inside here there's a captive ball. And while the stainless steel is moving, it will actually roll forward as you pull. So then when you let go, it actually has a slight rollback before the ball locks. So what you could do is get a small like Allen key and you keep the ball pushed back as much as possible. So while you're pushing forward, the ball stays back. So when you release, the ball locks in immediately. So that's one thing to do. Let's go ahead, get started. It's gonna be a little messy. So I say, I like to fold 45 and then fold again. So you see we have that like that. Probably do like a little triangle like that. Start at the top and I put it on the wrong side. So I'm going to fold the 45 this way and then flip the other side there. So I would like the shorter end at the start and the longer end on the bottom. So you see here, like that. And like I say, soak-in makes it a little more malleable. Let's make sure we don't get in the way of the V-band. The first one, I guess we could overlap a little more, make sure it's nice and tight. Identical. Tighter band. What I did to try and even up the gathering, because it was really, yeah, it was really bunched up around here. I overlapped more on the underneath so you can't see, but the top, it is a little nicer. Let's come out some. I'm a little too anal about this right now, but I'm not happy with it. Take tree. So third time's the charm. Definitely look at it now. Zero bunching. We do have that little gap there, but you can hardly help that. We have even layers here. We had to kind of overlap more underneath here because of the bend. That's the nature of the beast. Coming down here, we got nice 1/4 inch overlaps. This one's a little high. Then same thing we did at starting, 45, all right, 45, then we do a little bend over here. Okay, a stainless steel band. Put the nut from the inside. Tight, so the wrap's tight, and then like I say, use the little thing. So if you look, you can see that little pin here holding the ball in place. You can see the ball behind there, and it's all the way pushed forward. So we want to push the ball down. Dang it, I just pushed back some of the strap. There we go. We want to push that ball down. Down ball. There we go. So we push the ball down, hold it in place, and then I like to roll the strap. And see, there was like no spring back. That is tight on there. That is very tight. And then roll a little bit. Use my snips. Fold it over. Press it out. So that's folded over. That's secure. That's tight. Up here is very tight too. But like I say, we have extra straps. Why be frugal? I'm going to throw a strap up here too. Okay. see almost no spring back. That's nice and tight. Now, unravel it a little bit. Snippity snip. Roll it back. There we go. That's tight. And that's done. Now, it's going to take a little while for it to dry. When you do put it on your car, it's going to steam, it's going to smoke, it's going to stink up. Don't be afraid. Always look for leaking oil from your turbo. You don't want oil to get on this, get it too hot, because this is also a possible fire hazard. And if you look, if you come really close, you can see all those fibers sticking out from it. So you can see all those loose fibers. So although it's infused with lava rock, this is what makes it work so good. It's still, at the end of the day, fiberglass. So be careful. Alright, let's investigate this blanket now. Funk Motorsports is renowned to have one of the best blankets. We shall see. So we have the base. Basically, this is a T3 blanket, and we have the two springs. You wrap it around your turbo, and you just use the springs to put it together. When they do say, be careful, the inside, it's like 4 layers. The inside is made to take extreme heat, but not the outside. So when you're applying it, make sure like bolts or whatever have you that's around that gets super heated. Make sure the outside don't touch because it will melt. It'll get damaged. So be very careful when you're putting them on. Let me get a long needle nose. So you see there's the round shape and then there's the flat, well, the kind of curve inside. The kind of curve inside, we want to put it on the inlet. Let's go ahead and put the springs on this side. Okay. Face me. Yeah, we'll be right back. This might take some time. As you can see from all the beads on my sweat, those two little ass springs were a pain in the butt. Definitely this front side, I staged it on this side first. It was easy to see it here, pulled it with the pliers, pulled it over. The other side I did a reverse, did it by hand and felt it and got it secure, but here it is. Hopefully that should take care of a lot of my heat issues. Only time will tell. Got the O2 sensor hooked back up. We have the blanket position right. The fiberglass infused cover that's scratching the hell out of my hand in place. Engine bay, everything, didn't really touch that. That should be all fine. Down pipe is put back together. Breaker switches are on. Hopefully we didn't lose battery power. Everything was disconnected. Nice. Seems that we got some power. First tumble. Beautiful, and it's holding idle fine. Nice. There's the dash in night mode. There's a sensor that picks up luminance and it turns the dash into night mode. So I have the green digits instead of the white digits. Now, we just gotta play musical chairs with some wheels, change out that front end. Let's get to it. Here is the 68 grill. A lot of differences in the 68 grill. The biggest thing is overall build, complexity, and I guess sturdiness. The 68, kind of like my Series 1Z, was kind of the first generation where they came in and they had like, let's enter this market really good, but then there were certain things that may not have jived well with mass productions or just creature comfort. When the Series 1 came out, they had a lot of things that in normally a model year change is 2 years that they change within a year. Comparing the 68 to the 70 to 73 grill, you can see a lot of differences. One thing annoyed me is that the headlight surrounds only secured in the middle with the center grill. So this was always floating, that was floating. Same here, it just looked really unfinished. It's a lot thinner, a lot simpler. Way more conducive for mass production. It fits so well and it fits so strongly and sturdy. It also had way better clearance for the intercooler than the 70s grill. I totally love it. It's a different vibe. It definitely changes up the look. One thing I didn't like, the previous owners, as well as a lot of small engine bay guys, they cut the radiator shroud just so they could keep the engine and trans together with installing and pulling it out. Why? Is it really that hard to install an engine, drop it in, and then install a trans in the back? You have to install it in one go? Yes, it's easier, but is it worth cutting the radiator support? I just don't get that mentality. So with the radiator support chopped, I guess they're a little bit to the right because I have this gap here in the grill and an overlap here. I wonder if this bolt, I never took it apart, if I could take this bolt out and shift everything over. It's just, but it is so nice. It's so sturdy. It's so strong. Hopefully I don't get any vibrations. I love it. I just love it. Then we have the little tow hitch. Got that from Carlos. Thank you very much, brother. It looks at home there. Man, it just, I think I'm going to get some sandpaper and scuff this up. Get a brush look because it has a stain here and then it has all these marks. So I think I'm going to take this off, give this just like a direct sand across, take care of that. But I think I am ready for ZCon. We have the engine bay, still same. We have our wrap exhaust. We moved our O2 for better metrics. We did the front grille, the tow hitch, the huge improvement on the inside. Just look at that. Just look at that interior, how beautiful that is. It just feels so much more of a street car than a track car. The cage came out so awesome. Off camera, I wrapped the harnesses around the bar. I took my time and did those. Those are awesome. I'm really happy with the progress. I just wish the weather helped out also. I did that in the middle of August. Hot as hell. One day I ended up getting heat exhaustion. My head was killing me, it was pounding. I had to go just full up with fluids. So if you appreciate the effort, please, I would appreciate you guys hitting that sub, hit that like, if you could share. It takes a lot of work to just work in the car and then to throw in videos on it. Hopefully this one wasn't too long for you guys. It was very long. It was a number of weeks for me to do all this work. Another cool thing is the wheels I borrowed from Tony, they actually match the harness bar and the console. Now the console is the same exact paint, but with a satin look. In this light, it looks so bronze. But with the gloss, it looks the liquid silver. We got to get it outside, but that is for ZCon. Thank you for coming along on this long video. For me, hopefully it won't be too long for you guys watching. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please let me know what you think about this build and the changes. For everybody that's screaming, you've added weight to the car, I'm going to be running 400 horsepower plus on this thing on a 2,000 pound chassis. I think it needs some weight, you know? So we won't be just spinning tires. Until next time, guys, y'all take it easy. Have a good one.